So, you probably heard the stories on the news or perhaps read something about it on the internet. I can't stand to hear these stories about these wedding scam artists that promise couples the world and then run away with their money. So, in order to protect the integrity of the wedding industry that I love so much, I created this video to give couples a way to prevent their wedding day from a potential disaster and avoid these wedding scam artists. Tyese. I'm a wedding planner and owner of Marigold Rose Events. Consider me your wedding warrior, here to help you slay all your wedding planning goals and help you navigate through the big bad world of wedding shenanigans. Subscribe to my channel in order to get free professional wedding planning advice every Friday at 8 p.m. here on YouTube. Alright, so let's jump right into today's topic, how to avoid wedding scams. First off, if you see an offer that seems too good to be true, it probably is. Take a step back. Make sure you do your research on this company. A quick Google search will probably give you all the information you need. You can even check the Better Business Bureau website to see if any claims have been taken up on this company. If there's any company that's promising you a little bit too much for not that much money, it's probably too good to be true. All right, so let's talk about contracts. You need to have a contract with any vendor that you hire to perform wedding services for your wedding. I don't care if it's a friend of yours that you've known since the 3rd grade. I don't care if this person came recommended from someone in your bridal party that used this person for her wedding. You need to have something in writing that's going to explain the services that this person is going to be providing for you. Make sure that everything is correct on the contract, including the date, time, location, the actual money that's going to be exchanged, when the money is due, how it's supposed to be paid, all circumstances, and it may be different depending on the type of vendor that you're hiring, the types of things that will be in the contract. Make sure you review the contract. If there's something in that contract that you don't understand, you can ask for clarification. Make sure you understand so that you know what you're getting yourself into before you sign on that dotted line. If you're working with a wedding planner, most wedding planners I know will offer a contract review for all vendors. And that's a service, an added service to make sure that you're not getting into something that you are not comfortable with. Okay, so about payment. Make sure you pay all your wedding vendors directly. Now, I know there's some wedding planners that do this a little bit differently. They kind of prefer to make the payments and work with the vendors all on their own. They don't want you to talk to them at all. So this is just my personal preference for my business, but I do not make any payments on behalf of my clients. When I hire a vendor, even if I recommend the vendor, I make sure that my client gets an actual opportunity to meet that vendor. They're going to see the contract themselves. They're going to sign off on the contract themselves. I don't sign contracts on behalf of clients either. And they're going to make payments, all the payments due directly to that vendor. And that's just to make sure that we're both covered. So you know for sure that your payments are going to where they need to go. I remember seeing a story maybe sometime last year about a wedding planner that was taking payments on behalf of a client, and she was supposed to be paying them to the vendor, but she did not. So this couple on their wedding day thought that they had made the payment and thought they were going to have their photographer, and unfortunately they did not have a photographer for their wedding day. So I just tell you this, you don't have to worry about that if you work with me, but if you decide to work with another wedding planner, make sure you pay those vendors directly. And if that's not that wedding vendor's policy, that wedding planner's policy, I would recommend to go with someone else or see if you can make arrangements to do so. Okay, last but not least, please, please, please make sure you get wedding insurance, okay? I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. One more thing, Tyese, I can't handle it. I can't pay for one more thing. But please, if you don't do anything else, please get yourself some wedding insurance. Out of a lot of the stories that I've heard about these wedding scams, they could have been covered. Excuse me. They could have been covered by wedding insurance. Wedding insurance can cover a lot of different things. So what I'm going to do for you today, if you look in the description box, I'm going to put a link to a couple of different wedding insurance companies that you can get insurance from. Go on their website. It only takes a few minutes to get a quote. You can go ahead, pay it, and have that peace of mind for the rest of the time you're planning. And wedding insurance does usually cover a lot of different things. If a vendor goes out of business or if they run off with your money, it will usually cover your deposit or any payments that you made to that vendor. If something happens to your wedding dress or your wedding gifts or your wedding ring, it will usually cover the cost of those items as well. Also, make sure along the way that you save any receipts and invoices, contracts, documents to make sure you're covered in case of a disaster or an emergency. So I hope the tips that I had today about wedding scam artists were helpful to you. I'm still really disturbed to hear stories like this, but hopefully these tips, putting them into place, will help you feel a little bit more at ease when you go to hire those different wedding vendors that you need for your big special day. So let me know in the comments if you think this was helpful. And if you have any questions about some situations that might not seem right to you and you want some advice on what to do, let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to help you with that. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today. My goal is to just help brides and grooms make well-informed decisions throughout their wedding planning process. If you're in the Baltimore area and you're looking for a wedding planner, please feel free to look in my description box. There is a link for you to schedule a consultation call with me. All consultation calls are complimentary. I'd be happy to talk to you about your wedding day and see what Marigold Rose Events can do to help you. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Okay, like this video and share it with friends or family or anybody you know that may be planning a wedding and they can use some advice about this. Thanks so much. Take care, and I will see you soon.